Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I know it has been such a long time since I have posted. I actually had filmed another video that I had planned to put up next week, which is going to be my return to BookTube. And instead I kind of decided randomly and very impromptu to film this video today and to participate in the Summerween reading event. So first of all, I'm going to start off by letting you guys know kind of where I've been a little bit. Basically, I have been having such a hard time trying to find time / a space, mostly just a space to film, because I always film in my living room where my bookshelves are, and my 2-year-old has stopped taking naps. I would always film whenever he was napping, and he has stopped taking naps for about the last 6 months or so, and so it's really difficult for me to film in my living room when he's in there just like being a maniac. So what ended up happening was my boys decided that they wanted to share a room, so I turned my youngest bedroom into an office. So I now have a little separate space where I can film. This is my new backdrop. So yeah, so hopefully that will help with the more frequent uploads. But like I said, I filmed a book haul, which you guys will be seeing next week, and I was just planning on having that be my return to BookTube. But this morning, I was alerted to the fact that Summerween starts today, and I didn't realize it. Summerween, for those of you who don't know, is a week-long readathon here on YouTube. It is hosted by Olivia Reads a Latte and Gabby Reads. So those are two fairly popular booktubers here on the platform, and they host this every summer. And so basically it is a week-long readathon that wants to bring the Halloween vibes into summer. So there's always some spooky reading prompts, and I remember last year when it was going on that I had decided that I really wanted to participate in it this year. And so all of a sudden this morning I saw people's TBRs go up, and I was like, oh no, I'm behind. I didn't realize it was happening this week. So I decided, you know what, I'm just going to jump in. I'm going to make my TBR video. I'm going to post it today, and it might be a little bit late, but whatever. I'm only like, the readathon just started today, so same thing for you guys. If you hear about this and you decide that maybe you want to join it and read along with us, then that's perfect. Doesn't matter if you're like a couple hours late, okay? Just do it. So there are some reading prompts for this readathon, and this is what I love about readathons, is that there's always some cool fun prompts that makes you kind of choose books that you maybe normally wouldn't have chosen, and also just the fact of like the community coming together. You know that you're not the only person doing this. You know, there's lots of other people around the world, and they're all reading from the same prompts, and they're all like trying to read more this week. We are all focusing on reading more this week, which is the best, right? And so I do have, normally what I try to do for a readathon is I try to pick one book at least that will satisfy all the prompts, so that at least I can feel as though I have really given my all to the readathon and I've satisfied all the prompts. So I'll pick at least one book that can do everything, and then try to read a different book for each prompt as well. This year, I'm just going to try to read a different book for each prompt, and I'm going to really push myself for the week to see if I can read the 5 books in 1 week. So I will say that I did start a little bit early because I didn't realize that this was going on. And yesterday or last night, I started a new book. And that is going to satisfy the first prompt, and that is The Last Word by Taylor Adams. So I started this last night. I only got about 50 pages into it last night before the readathon technically would have started. So I'm still going to count it because I do what I want. So I'm still going to count it. One of the prompts is to read a thriller. I'm going to use this book to satisfy that prompt. And this is the May book of the month. And basically, this follows a woman who has had a very traumatic experience recently. And she's kind of at a crossroads in her life. She's not sure, honestly, whether she wants to even continue living. But she ends up, what she's doing is she's reading a lot. And she ends up reading this 99-cent Kindle read, and she hates it. So she leaves it an extremely negative review, and the author starts to stalk her after she leaves this review. So the next book that I'm going to pick up satisfies the prompt that the book has to have black or orange on the cover. So I'm going to pick up Toil and Trouble for this one. And this is one of the most beautiful covers ever. I've wanted to read this for a few years. Back when Books and Lala used to do, what was it called? Spookathon. When she used to host Spookathon, this was the group read one year, and I didn't participate in it that year, but I really wanted to read this book. So I finally tracked it down and I'm excited to pick this one up. It's 15 Tales of Women and Witchcraft. And like I said, there is orange on the cover. So this one satisfies that prompt. So the next book is something that I typically would not read at all. And the prompt is to read a manga or a graphic novel. They also said you could do like a novella, which I don't really have any novellas on my TBR either. But I wanted to kind of put myself, like here's my cat, by the way. She's jumped up on my desk. She wants some attention. But I have never read a graphic novel or a manga. It's not something I've ever been interested in. So I definitely didn't have any of them laying around, but I really wanted to push myself into maybe like trying something new and trying something different. And I know that most of those type of reads are a shorter read. So I thought, why not? Like, I'll just try it and see how I feel about it. Now, my library is closed today, but luckily I am one of the librarians there. I work at our local library. And so I just went on down, opened up, and went and grabbed myself The Haunted Mansion. And this is by Williamson, Coelho, and Buelio. So I don't know. And it is a Disney pick. Like, I don't know if this is similar to the movie The Haunted Mansion. I'm not too sure. But yeah, I just went into my library, I picked it up, and it is a graphic novel. So we will see. I feel like it will be pretty short. It shouldn't take very long. Are these pages numbered? No, these pages aren't numbered. But I mean, like, how long can this take? Like an hour, right? I don't know. So that's going to be the graphic novel that I'm going to attempt to read. Now, the next two books that I'm going to try to read are both on audiobook, because I typically read a lot of audiobooks, and if I want to get in 5 books, I need to do a couple of audiobooks. The next prompt is to read a book in the dark or to read a book at night. And so I'm going to be using this audiobook for that prompt. And that is Winterset Hollow by Jonathan Edward Durham. And basically, from what I can gather, is that this is a horror novel, and it is about a group of people who go to visit the location where their favorite book was inspired by. And as they are there, they come to realize that maybe it might be more based on a true story, or like it turns into reality. I'm not too sure. This synopsis was quite vague, and I honestly couldn't really get a good feel of exactly what this is about. They find that much of the world that they believe to be fiction is actually in fact truth, and that the truth behind their beloved story is darker and more dangerous than they ever imagined. So I guess we'll see, but that's the one that I'm gonna read in the dark. And the last prompt is to read a book that takes place in the fall. And I have had this one on my TBR for a little while, and I think this is the perfect opportunity to get to it. I have a feeling I'm really going to love this one. And that is All Hallows by Christopher Golden. This one is set in the 80s, which I love. I love a story that's set in the 80s. It takes place on Halloween night, and it's touted as being nostalgia of Stranger Things. So I like that. And basically it is about these kids that are going trick-or-treating, and there's like kids that aren't kids. So I don't know if that means they're aliens or devils, demons, ghosts, I don't know. But they're kind of terrorizing the neighborhood. So that sounds pretty good. I've heard a couple people say that it reminded them of Imaginary Friend, which is one of my favorite thrillers of all time. So, and I like Stranger Things, so I'm sure that I'm going to enjoy this one. So that is my TBR for the Readathon. I'm very excited about it. So I'm going to try to vlog at least. I'm going to try to put up a couple of vlogs, at least one for sure throughout the whole week. If I have enough footage after the first couple of days, then I'll put up, you know, maybe day 1 and 2 combined, day 3 and 4 combined, day 5, 6 and 7, whatever. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'm going to try to put up a couple of vlogs as I am participating. So let me know in the comments down below if you are going to participate as well. Once again, thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I look forward to being back to BookTube. So make sure if you're seeing this video, comment down below, say hi, boost the video in the algorithm so more people see it. That would be fantastic. And I'll be back again soon.